Hital Bongo will present a song by Kavi Guru Rabindranath Tagore, the Nobel laureate. And I hope you all will enjoy this. And once you're done with the course, you will be able to understand the song even better.
Thank you, Sujay. আমি কান পেতে রই, আমি কান পেতে রই, ও আমার আপন হৃদয় মোহন দ্বারে বারে বারে কান পেতে রই, কোন গোপন বাঁশির কান্না হাসির গোপন কথা শুনি বারে 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 কান পেতে রই, আমি কান পেতে রই, ও আমার আপন হৃদয় মোহন দ্বারে বারে বারে কান পেতে ভ্রমর শেথা হয় বিভাগে নিবৃত নীল পদ্ম লাগি রে, ভ্রমর শেথা হয় বিভাগে নিবৃত নীল পদ্ম লাগি রে, কোন রাতের পাখি গায় কাকি সঙ্গী বিহীন অন্ধকারে বারে বারে কান পেতে কে সে মোর কে বা জানে কিছু তার দেখি আভাব, কিছু পায় অনুমানে, কিছু তার বুঝি না বার, কে সে মোর আর দেখি আভাব, কিছু পায় অনুমানে, কিছু তার বুঝি না মাঝে মাঝে তার বারতা আমার ভাষায় পায় কি কথা রে, মাঝে মাঝে তার বারতা আমার ভাষায় পায় কি কথা রে, বসে আমায় জানি পাঠায় বাণী গানের গানে তারি বারে বারে কান পেতে রই, আমি কান পেতে রই, ও আমার আপন হৃদয় মোহন দ্বারে বারে বারে কান পেতে রই।
Ladies and gentlemen, That was Gital Bongo for you. Thank you so much for that exquisite performance. I'm positive that everyone enjoyed it. And like I said, I hope everyone will give the song another listen once they're somewhat done with the course. Now I will leave it to the director of Take Me Home, my best friend Shakir Reja Ifti, to keep the opening speech.
Thank you so much, Sadia, for this wonderful, the way you are presenting. It's really wonderful, and we were amazed and we were mesmerized by the performance of Gitol Bongo, and as you said, like everyone who has registered for the course, like 30 participants from 8 different countries. I'd like to thank you all for showing your interest in learning the Bengali language. And of course, you must listen to the same song again after you are done with the course. Of course, we are starting with the beginner's level. So for the first 4 months, you'll be learning the basic Bengalis. And I'm sure you'll be enjoying that. And thank you so much, everyone who are joining us today from different corners of the world, and especially our guests who will be delivering their speeches today. I'd like to thank Mr. Asif Munir Tonmoy, who is a renowned cultural activist from Bangladesh and who has been working with theater for development, like how theater could be used as a tool of development. We'll be listening from Mr. Asif Munir about his experience from working in Bangladesh, and also about his remarks about Bengali language and why Bengali language is so significant, and how it feels to practice different forms of art with Bengali language. We have Ms. Kamrun Nahar among us, the director of the Bangladesh Study and Research Center of Istanbul Gedik University. I'm eagerly looking forward to listening from Ms. Kamrun Nahar, especially about the collaboration that Take Me Home is going to have with Istanbul Gedik University very soon, hopefully, regarding Bengali language course for Turkish citizens. So I'm also very excited for that. Also, we have Mr. Ferhat Atik from the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus will be delivering his speech today. We have Mr. Ahmed Joshkunaydin, a renowned journalist from Turkey, will be delivering his speech today. We have some performances, especially I must mention a very eminent Bangladeshi elocutionist, Mr. Samuel Islam Polak. Thank you so much, Mr. Polak, for joining us today. And we'll be listening some poem recitation from you, of course, in Bengali language, and if possible, the translation of the same poem into English. We have Miss Hava Yasir from India, who will be performing a Bengali song, a non-Bengali, who doesn't know Bangla, who has also registered for the course and will be learning the beginner's level. She has zero knowledge in Bangla, I must say, and she would admit that, but she's going to perform a Bangla song. So that's the magic of, and that's the beauty of art and any forms of art, I believe. So Take Me Home, since its inception in 2020, has been working on promoting and creating a platform to exchange and archive language, culture, tradition, and related identities, especially the identities that are at risk of disappearance. We know there are so many languages in the world which are at the risk of disappearance. So as Take Me Home, we are trying to archive those cultural, anthropological identities for the generations to come, and for the future of the world. On this note, I'd like to share something with you which really made me emotional yesterday. My friend, Mr. Steve from Canada, he lives in Istanbul, as I also live in Istanbul. I got to meet him, and he's my friend. So a couple of days ago, he went to Canada, and he was walking through through a random street of Montreal, and he was looking for some souvenir for me. And in an old bookshop, he got to see this book. This book's title is The Lover of God, written by Rabindranath Tagore. And when he saw that, he could relate that Shakil, my friend, is from Bangladesh, and he's so much into Rabindranath Tagore. A few moments ago, Rabindranath Tagore's song was performed by Gitol Bongo. So this is something that Take Me Home is trying to work on, like to connect people from different corners of the world. So this is a very old book. This was gifted to Miss Bonita by Mr. Paul. And there is some note also here written by Mr. Paul. Here he writes, I hope you can take some time from this crazy world to enjoy these crazy poems. Happy 27th birthday, Bonita. And this was written in 2003. So 20 years ago, this book was gifted by Mr. Paul to Miss Bonita. And Mr. Paul and Miss Bonita, they are not Bengalis, but they loved the literature of Bengali. They loved Rabindranath Tagore. So I believe those who have registered for the course will have the chance to get to know about this beautiful language, Bengali. At the same time, they can have a chance to explore the beautiful Bengali literature, the Bengali culture. And we are glad to host this event today in the first day of February, which is the month of mother language. As you know, 21st February is the International Mother Language Day. So I'm sure our esteemed guests today will deliver their speeches and more information about Bengali language, about Bengali culture, and through the performances of the renowned artists from Bangladesh and elsewhere, we'll be getting a glimpse of Bengali culture. And I'm sure this way, all the culture of the whole world will get a platform in Take Me Home to showcase their beauty. And that's how, and this is the way we are planning to archive and to promote the culture, the language, the tradition. Thank you so much once again, everyone. Thank you so much, Naomi. I'm eagerly looking forward to listening to our esteemed speakers and to the performances, of course, of the renowned artists. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the director of Take Me Home, Shakir Reja Ifti. Thank you, Ifti, for your encouraging words. At this point, I would humbly request Ms. Kamrun Nahar, Director of the Bangladesh Study and Research Center, Istanbul Gedik University, to keep her speech.
Thank you, Ms. Sadia Nawar Khan. A very good evening to some of us and a very good afternoon to the rest. We have just stepped in February, a month that intimately linked to our history and close to our hearts. We fondly call February a month of language. On the 21st February in 1952, the bravest sons of the soil, revered as language heroes, laid down their lives to establish the right of their mother tongue, Bangla. In recognition to the historic significance of Bangladesh language movement, UNESCO has declared the 21st February as the International Mother Language Day. It gives us an opportunity to defend and nurture our own mother tongue, and at the same time, to respect and promote all languages of the world. In addition to its historical importance, Bangla is spoken by more than 250 million people in several countries. Bangla as language is becoming popular and expanding more than ever, and so does Bangladesh. Because of its phenomenal socio-economic progress, growing geopolitical significance, and a strong presence in the global stage, especially in the fields of women empowerment, poverty alleviation, natural disaster management, and tackling climate change impacts, Bangladesh is moving forward. In the backdrop of rise of Bangladesh in the international radar, as well as deepening collaboration between Bangladesh and Turkey, Istanbul Gedik University has founded first ever a country-specific center in Turkey, which is Bangladesh Study and Research Center. One of the major goals of this center is to promote and expand business, academic, and cultural ties between our two friendly nations. This is no doubt that learning each other's language could play a central role in fostering people-to-people connectivity. With that in mind, our center is seriously looking into the possibility of launching first ever Bangla language course in Turkey, together with this excellent platform, Take Me Home. I must congratulate Take Me Home for their incredible initiatives and activities in strengthening friendship between people coming from a range of different backgrounds in terms of language, culture, religion, and ethnicity. I appreciate the director, Mr. Shakil Reza Ifti, and all its members to consider teaching of Bangla language to our Turkish and some of our foreign brothers and sisters. Let me close my remarks congratulating the people of every language. To thank all the participants who graced this occasion today. I would like to thank Take Me Home for inviting me. Let us join hands together in promoting multilingualism and multiculturalism across the world. Let's build a peaceful and prosperous society based on linguistic and cultural diversity. All the best wishes to this noble effort. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Teşekkür ederim. সকলকে
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part of this initiative and so intimately, and for your lovely speech. Having you has surely enriched us. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to add more momentum to this ceremony with a poetry recitation. I would request renowned Bangladeshi elocutionist, Mr. Samuel Islam Polak, to take over.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to all. আমি প্রথমে একটু বাংলাতেই বলি যে এই ধরনের একটি উদ্যোগকে নেবার জন্য আমি শাকিল রেজা ইফতিকে বিশেষভাবে ধন্যবাদ তো দিতেই চাই, আমার কৃতজ্ঞতাও জানাই যে একটি আন্তর্জাতিক পরিমণ্ডলে বাংলা ভাষাকে এভাবে তুলে ধরছেন, শেখাচ্ছেন। তো সে কারণে আমি to the benefit for my foreign language speakers friends, I would like to recite some selected verse of Gurudev's Gitanjali and followed by a Bengali recitation on that point. And I always wanted to say that we must speak the language of humanity, but it is not always possible. And this, in our Bengali culture, we have so many human emotional diversity that only you need to understand when you understand this particular language, Bangla. So to understand it, you must learn it and not unlearn other language. Gurudev says, light, oh where is light? Kindle it with the burning fire of desire. The sky is overcast with clouds and the rain is ceaseless. I know not what this is that stares in me. I know not its meaning. A moment's flashing drags down into deeper gloom on my side. Light, oh where is light? Kindle it with the burning fire of desire. It thunders and the wind rushes screaming through the void. The night is black as a black stone. Let not the hours pass by in the dark. Kindle the lamp of love with thy life. বাংলা বিষয়ে গগনতল গিয়েছে মেঘে ভরি, বাদল জল পড়িছে ঝরি ঝরি, এ ঘোর রাতে কিসেরও লাগি, পরাণ মম সহসা জাগি, এমন কেন করিছে মরি মরি, বাদল জল পড়িছে ঝরি ঝরি। বিজুলি শুধু ক্ষণিক আভা হানে, নিবিড়তর তিমির চোখে আনে, জানি না কোথাও অনেক দূরে বাজিল গান গভীর সুরে। কোথায় আলো, কোথায় ওরে আলো, বিরহা নলে জালো রে তারে জালো, ডাকিছে মেঘ হাকিছে হাওয়া, সময় গেলে হবে না যাওয়া, নিবিড় নিশা নিকষ ঘন কালো, পরাণ দিয়ে প্রেমের দীপ জালো। Kindle the lamp of love with thy life. পরাণ দিয়ে প্রেমের দীপ জ্বালো. So you always need to kindle the love with your heart, and with understanding of this language, you will, inshallah, you are in the safe hand. I'm congratulating Shakil Reza Ifti, and other respected members who were associated with this, please take my humble gratitude and congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Sadia.
Thank you, sir, for that extraordinary recitation and your wise words. It has been a pleasure to have you with us. At this point, I would like to request Mr. Asif Munir Tonmoy, an eminent cultural activist from Bangladesh and son of martyred intellectual Munir Choudhury, to share some kind words with us.
Thank you very much, and congratulations for this excellent initiative for those who are learning and those who are also imparting the learning process. I also recall that today, apart from being the first day of February, it is also, I think, the 16th of the Bengali year, the Bengali month of Falgun. Falgun, and also we would, I think Posh, right? We're still in Posh. The year is 1429 in Bengali year. The Bengali year, we'd like to also remind you that it's started as part of, during the Mughal era, to ensure collection of revenue by Mughal Emperor Akbar, but also kind of looking at the lunar year and solar year and also the Gregorian calendar. So while we celebrate Bengali as a language, we also celebrate the Bengali year as we go along. Now, in terms of the brief history, just to encapsulate briefly, as previous speakers have spoken, it's a very popular language all over the world now. It's said to be the 5th most spoken language by native speakers in the world and 6th most widely used. In Bangladesh, almost everyone, about 98% Bangladeshis people speak Bengali. Of course, there are other local or indigenous languages as well, but predominantly Bengali is spoken in Bangladesh, but it's also an official language in India as well. About more than 7% Indians speak the language. Now, the history can be traced back to 2500 BC, before Christ. Many assume that it is born from Sanskrit, the old script, but scholars and linguists believe that it derives from Indo-Aryan languages like Magadhi Prakrit and Pali. So it predates Sanskrit as well. Modern Bengali uses words from all over the world, and also because of the different travelers moving around and coming to South Asia. So of course, there's an influence of South Asian languages, but also Turkish, Portuguese, Persian, and English words have become part of Bengali as well. So those who are learning this, I hope you enjoy it, that you would find common words from your own languages, perhaps, at least for Turkish who are going to be part of this course, you may find it interesting that in Bengali, we use certain Turkish words as well as Persian as well. Today, if we talk about the language itself, about 40% are now having Sanskrit roots, and the rest is actually from other languages or adapted from other languages. So it is an original language, but it has adapted different words from all over the world. It went through different stages of evolution. Broadly, there's the Old Bengali, which is the Pali and Prakrit language. And then there's the Middle Bengali, which is around 14th century. The Old Bengali was around 650 AD. Middle Bengali is more during the Muslim invasion era in the 14th century and established by the Sultanate of Bengal. And then there's the modern Bengali, which is adapted from the Nadia region of Bengal. And that has evolved over the years as we know the language. The Bengali dialect is different in West Bengal and in East Bengal or in Bangladesh. But even within West Bengal, there are different dialects of Bengali as well. And even in Bangladesh, regionally, sub-regionally, there is a lot of variations of the language. We just heard the program being started with a song from Rabindranath Tagore. And actually, we believe in a lot of scholars. Turn mic on? Yeah. So a lot of scholars actually believe that, and it's proven also that Rabindranath Tagore actually enriched the Bengali language. He brought in prose and verse forms where he used some colloquial language, some sub-regional language into Bengali literature. And that has become part of literature and culture practice for Bengalis across both West Bengal and East Bengal, but also all over the world as well. So Rabindranath Tagore had a major influence on the use of Bengali language, whether it's written text or whether it's a spoken word. And it's kind of broken away a little bit from the traditional models, whether it's Sanskrit or Pali and the other language, other roots. For part of the history or the political history of the Bengali language, much of it is during the post-colonial era from 1947 to 1971. And as we heard from Appa just before about the 21st February in 1952, one of the major crisis moments for establishing Bengali as the state language, that was the movement for Bengali as a state language or recognition of Bengali began soon after 47 as the British left, and as part of the two-nation theory, there was Pakistan and India. So within Pakistan, trying to establish Urdu as the state language, but also the movement to establish Bengali as a state language, as it was spoken by a majority of the population, if you consider both East and West Pakistan at the time. And of course, the movement of 1952. But there are other key moments within that as well. The evolution of the Bengali Academy, the Bangla Academy, which went through different stages, and as part of the practice and research on Bengali language, the innovation of the Bengali keyboard, fortunately, was done by my father, Muni Chaudhry, in the early 60s, mid 60s, establishing the keyboard for typewriter, which now is considered to be the basis for Bengali typeset in mobile phones and smartphones that we use these days. But also other movements, cultural movements to establish Bengali within the society, or ensuring that it doesn't die away or it's not removed because of political pressure. So during that whole period of 47 to 71, there was a cultural renaissance of using Bengali in its different forms, whether it's colloquial, whether it's the pure form of the written text. It went through a lot of movement around that time to establish it as the language of a nation. And soon after 1971, we have seen that it has gone through another stage of evolution throughout the years. If we consider the last 50 years, so quickly fast forward to now, if we consider it, Bengali is more used, I would say exploited, debated, transformed, and mixed in Bangladesh. Now, these are all loaded words. I think I can go on for a long time speaking about it, but briefly to say that, yes, it is being spoken, but it is also still adapting from other languages, but it is also getting corrupted, exploited as well. And personally, I believe in that we need, as part of the learning process, we need to learn the pure form and the written text, and the transformation of that written text into the verbal language, the oral language, much before we can grasp the colloquial and the sub-regional languages, because that has its nuances, and sometimes it has adapted local cultural context within Bengali as well. whether it's from Sylhet or Chittagong or North Bengal in other parts, it has adapted culturally other contextual meanings and expressions within Bengali. So to understand Bengali, first to learn it in its pure form, at least in the modern language, and then understanding how it's being sort of used and understood in other ways, but also exploited as well, as I mentioned. And there's always a debate as well that which would be the more popular version, the colloquial Bengali or the more what we say Promito Bangla, the Bengali that is more closer to the written text. Of course, the written text has different versions as well. Quickly turning back to West Bengal, in West Bengal, and this is we have heard from Bengalis in West Bengal as well, that it has also had a regional mix, but not with Bangla, because in India there are other languages as well. So in West Bengal, it has within Bangla adapted other languages, other regional languages apart from Bengali, and it's not used as such in its pure form either. As in Bangladesh, it's more Bengali, but with its own sub-regional connotations, but that is still Bengali. But in West Bengal, it's not just Bengali, it's sub-regionally other languages as well. Last but not the least, Bengali of the diaspora, the Bengalis who live across the world now. And they, as we see, are predominantly using more the spoken word and the sub-regional colloquial Bengali, rather than the more commonly used or commonly understood language. If you go in certain parts of Europe or in the US or other places, the Bengali community, depending on if they're coming from one particular region, they use the special dialect of the Bengali version. And not all Bengalis, even though it's Bengali, not all Bengalis would understand that or find it slightly difficult to understand the nuanced changes of the language. Of course, many who have come away from Bangladesh for a long time, they haven't had the evolution or the changes that has happened in Bangladesh, but it has its own evolvement where they're living or where they are living for generations. And again, coming to conclude my brief statement, that the importance of the oral Bengali and how it should also be closer to the formal written text to understand and more to practice. Not necessarily the popular Bengali, but the spoken word can also be popular, even if it's in purer form. So with that, I conclude. And again, all the best wishes for this initiative to the team. And please go ahead, and we look forward to those who are learning. You enjoy this learning process. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable and very insightful words, and for your time. Having you has been very delightful. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another song now. I am most joyful to invite Miss Hava Yasir Karuvatil from India to fulfill and soothe us with her voice in a Bangla song.
Thank you, Miss Sadia. Good evening, everyone. Shubho Shontha. Kemon achen? First of all, I'm very happy to be part of this online inaugural ceremony of the Bengali language course initiated by Take Me Home. A huge thanks to Mr. Shakil Reja FT, who is also my friend, who created this wonderful platform to help people learn Bengali language. All the very best to this program, and I'm very looking forward to learn Bangla through this program. Anyway, I'm gonna sing a song written by Rabindranath Tagore. The name of the song is Amaro Porano Jaha Chai. Amaro Porano Jaha Chai, Tumi tai go, Amaro Porano Jaha Chai. তোমা ছাড়া রে জগতে সুখ যদি নাহি পাও, যাও সুখের সন্ধানে যাও, তুমি সুখ যদি নাহি পাও, যাও সুখের সন্ধানে যাও, আমি তোমার পেয়েছি হৃদয় মাঝে, আমি যত দুঃখ পাই গো, আমার পরাণ যাহা চায়, তুমি তাই গো, আমার পরাণ যাহা চায়। আমি তোমার বিরহে রহিব বিলীন, তোমাতে করিব বাস, দীর্ঘ দিবস দীর্ঘ রজনী দীর্ঘ বরষ মাস, যদি আরো করে ভালোবাসো, যদি আরো পেরে নাহি আসো, যদি আরো করে ভালোবাসো, যদি আরো ফিরে নাহি আসো, তবে তুমি যাহা চাও তাই যেন পাও, আমি যত দুঃখ পাই গো, আমার পরাণ যাহা চায়, তুমি তাই গো, আমার পরাণ যাহা চায়, তোমা ছাড়া রে জগতে মোর কেহ নাই, কিছু নাই গো, আমার পরাণ যাহা চায়। Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Hawa, for your humble presence and enticing performance that we will remember for a while. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to a very fascinating part of the ceremony. We will take you to a live visit to Ekushe Boi Mela, which means Ekushe Book Fair in Dhaka, Bangladesh, which celebrates Bangla literature and the Bangla language and commemorates the International Mother Language Day of 21st February. Mr. Faizul Kobir, a member of the Take Me Home family, will join us live from Dhaka and show us around the fair.
Okay. Hi. Thank you, Apu, for giving me the chance here. Am I clear?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Thank you. So, very good evening from Bangladesh. I am at the Omor Ekushe Grontho Mela, which is called in Bangla, means the Omor Ekushe Book Fair. Currently, I am at the Sohrawardi Udyan. This Omor Ekushe book fair has two parts. One part is at the Bangla Academy and the premises of Bangla Academy, and the other part is at the Sohrawardi Udyan. So currently, I am at the Sohrawardi Udyan. Before the live visit of the Ekushe Book Mela, let me give you people some statistical information about this Omor Ekushe Grontho Mela. Every year, each and every book lover of Bangladesh, not only the book lover, each and every people of Bangladesh eagerly wait for this amazing book fair, as this is the largest book fair of Bangladesh. All of us know, so we eagerly wait for this every year. Today our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina opened this book fair at 3 p.m. our local time. Every year, Omor Ekushe book fair it has a theme, and for this year the theme is Poro Boi Goro Desh Bangabandhur Bangladesh, which means read book, build up the country of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is the father of our nation. All of us know that. So I can say that this year, this Omar Ekushe book fair. Oh, and another interesting part is this year this book fair is more attractive to the people, because last 2 years we couldn't enjoy it on time just because of the COVID-19. Last year it was on March or April. We couldn't enjoy it on February. This is a month-long fair which is held from the first of the February to the last of the February. So this is a month-long fair. So I can say that this year this book fair has another interest to the people. You can see, let me show you. You can see that the people from different caste, creed, and religion are already visiting this book fair. As this is the first day of the fair, the stalls are being prepared. Not all the stalls have been prepared already, but already maximum of the book stalls have been prepared. You can see the book lovers of different ages. The children, especially the children, are very eager to just to look at their favorite books of their different interests. So you can see there is a very interesting part about our culture, because when people visit this Ekushe book fair, normally the boys they wear means the men, they wear Punjabi pajamas, which is a traditional men wear of Bangladesh. And also the women of our country normally visit this Omar Ekushe book fair by wearing shari, which is also a women wear, traditional women wear of Bangladesh. So you can see, let me show you some stalls. This is Onupam Prakashan, and in front of me there is Nobojug Prakashani. Every stalls are not completely prepared, but we hope that on the middle of the February, this book fair it wears a different look, and people from all over Bangladesh comes to visit this book fair. You can see thousands and hundreds of books, people from different ages, the journalists, and everyone are today visiting this book fair, because everyone is so excited for this amazing fair. And so this is from Sohrawardi Uddan. Bangla Academy, the part of Bangla Academy is just beside to the Sohrawardi Uddan. This year, let me give you some information. This year, total of 901 stalls have been allocated to 601 organizations. Moreover, a total of 38 pavilions have been allocated this year. So almost half of the stalls are allocated at this Sohrawardi Uddan, and the rest half are at the Bangla Academy premises. So you can see that this is Grontharajya. Grontharajya means the kingdom of books in English. And this is Joyoti. In front of me, there is Bangla Academy, the stall of Bangla Academy. Bangla Academy is a very, very important organization for our Bangla language, because if we flash a look at our history, at the history of Bangla language or Bengali language, you can see that Bangla Academy has a very great contribution to establish our Bengali language as a almost widely spoken language all over the world. Not only the book stalls, this book fair has also a number of interesting parts. There are some interesting games and some interesting parts for the children. There are some entertaining preparations for the children. Also, there's our traditional and cultural food stalls also you can enjoy here. So this is from Omar Ekushe Grontha Mela. means Amor Ekushe Book Fair. Actually, today we can't see the craze that we usually see at the book fair, because today is the first day of Amor Ekushe Book Fair. But we can hope that at the middle of the February, and especially 14th February, which is the first day of spring of Bangla, and by matching with the Western culture, this is Valentine's Day. So on 14th February, or 2 or 3 days later, and before of that, we can see that there is a craze of people in this book fair. This is Akshar Prakashani. People are
Faizul,
enjoying. Yes, Apu.
could you tell me about the weather there now? And have you talked to any of the stall keepers? What are they anticipating about the fair? And maybe perhaps you could talk to one of the visitors and what they are expecting.
Okay, so I guess Apu, I should talk with them in Bengali. May I?
Yes, sure.
Okay, wait. Let me talk with ভাইয়া আপনাদের প্রকাশনীটার নাম
Faisal, we will get
প্রকাশনী
back to you. You take in the information and we will get back to you. So you can interpret their language to us.
Okay, Apu. Thank you.
Thank you, Faisal, for showing us around Ekushe Boi Mela and somewhat introducing us to Bengali culture. I'm sure people have enjoyed it. Hopefully, someday our friends from across the world will have the opportunity to experience the fair in person. Hopefully. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on to today's last speech. At this point, I humbly request Mr. Ahmed Choshkunyadin, an eminent journalist from Turkey, to say a few words.
Sir, you have to unmute. Mr. Ahmed Rushkunaidin, we cannot listen to your voice. You are not audible. You have to unmute. Now you are.
Duyuyor musunuz?
Yeah.
Şimdi duyuyor musunuz?
Duyuyoruz.
Ses
Evet.
kapalıydı.
Evet
Do you
hocam.
hear me now?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
First of all, thank you very much for your kindly invite me to learn a lovely Banga language. I promised myself to be the first student when the courses will begin. That's why I'm very, very happy, and I'm waiting exciting the lessons. I will follow them. Thank you very much, first of all, and thank you very much for my lovely sister, Mrs. Kamrun Nahar, and her institution. As you know, I love Bangla language very much. Ami Bangla Blabashi. Now I'm beginning, and I hope that I will speak with lovely Bengali people with their languages, I mean with Bangla, and I can understand their feelings better, their senses better, and we can found better ties between two relative and brotherly nations. Thank you very much. I wish you wonderful result after this beginning. Thank you very much. Donnabat. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind speech and graceful presence. We've been delighted to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now opening the floor for you all to share your thoughts about the initiative Bangla Language, today's ceremony, whatever you may think is relevant. Feel free to share. We would very much appreciate your perspective.
I think Mr. Diego wants to say something. Yeah. Yeah, Diego.
Yes, yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Diego Garcia. I'm from Colombia. I'm a friend of Mr. FT and also a friend, a close friend of Hava, our friend Hava. So, yeah, I'm from Colombia. So I'm like, I think I'm a person like really, really far away from the culture, the traditions of Bangladesh, all the Southeast Asian culture. And honestly, I feel like my heart is like gigantic right now. I feel so honored. I feel so privileged of have this opportunity of like learning so much from your culture because uh, maalesef, as we say in Turkish, is like really impossible to learn a lot about the culture of the Asian countries, about the culture of the Muslim countries living in the American continent. It's like we are completely closed off. New information is all the time just United States, all the time Europe. So we are so I feel so privileged of having this opportunity of learning of with you, learning like I wanted to be there in the book fair of Bangladesh. Looks amazing. Even probably I will not understand anything about books. I will even try to find some books in Spanish. Maybe I have the biggest question there, like maybe in the Spanish language there's like books there in the book fair in Bangladesh. So yeah, I want to thank you everyone for the organization. I want to thank all the people, all the speakers. I feel so privileged and so thankful of like starting this new project and learning. I will try to learn. I will put my best of trying to learn Bangla because looks like it's really hard, but it's an amazing challenge, and I'm so grateful for you guys to give me this opportunity. Thank you so much, so much, so much.
Thank you, Diego. Um, if anyone else has anything to say, anything to ask, please feel free. But I also have a question, which is you've heard glimpses of the Bangla language throughout this ceremony today. So what's your take on it? How do you feel about it?
Hello, everyone. So, Sadia, I want to thank you. I want to say something. It's just a comment I want to share with that the story we have heard from Ifti, the story of some Paul and some Bonita somewhere in Montreal 20 years back. They shared a book which is not written in their languages, but in our language, in Bangla. And they showed the eternal love for humanity and one single culture of humanity. And it is really, really phenomenal. And why this Take Me Home initiative has been established to nurture and archive diversity and multiculturalism. I hope that with this kind of attempt, the noble attempt, you will connect these jewels which is spread all over the world from that Bonita Paul to this gigantic hearted Diego from Colombia. I hope that you will make the platform proud of like from all over the world, everyone will be proud of you. I wish a great success, a huge success to these initiatives who are related to this. All my thanks goes to you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for encouraging us once again. Unless anyone else has something to say, I would go back to Faisal, who is at the book fair and who's probably collected more information about the fair for us.
Okay, Apu. I was talking to some of the sellers of the stalls. They were talking that I was talking to the Bangla Academy, who was at the Bangla Academy. He was telling that the number of book publications this year is doubled than the last year, because the last 2 years we know about the COVID-19 disease, and this year there is no such problem. There is no some problems and crises like that. So this year they're hoping that this Bangla Academy book fair is going to be more interesting, more enjoyable for them, and to the business mind. They were talking that this year the book fair would be more profitable for them as well. They're hoping to sell more books this year than the last 2 years. So yeah, they were talking about their business, about the number of the books that has been published this year. And I was talking to a foreigner who was from maybe from another country who came to visit this book fair. She was telling that she was amazed to see such book fair in Bangladesh. She was trying to speak in Bengali. Most unfortunately she couldn't. I was informing her that I am from such a language course which is providing Bengali language. So I was talking with her about this course. So yeah, and I was talking with the children. He was with a child. He was playing with the toys and everything. He was also very amazed. So yes, that was from the booksellers and from the book lovers.
Thank you, Faisal. That was exactly what I wanted to know. Ladies and gentlemen, we have neared the end of today's inaugural ceremony, and we will open up even more once we get into the course, and we will get to know each other even better. Wishing the most precious and utmost of lucks for the initiative, the course, and the people involved. I am closing today's ceremony. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.